Good morning, folks. It's Mark here from the Better Business Workshop. Good to see you all. I'm joined by my colleague, Mark Miller from Action Coach up in Nottingham. Mark, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I think the rain has gone, the sun is coming out, and we're all going barbecuing, thousands of us in the street tomorrow.
Happy day.
We shall see. We shall see if we can have a remote barbecue. We'll see what happens.
Great goal to have, Mark. Great goal to have for the weekend. Let's hope we get a bit of sunshine.
Yeah.
So, Mark, today's topic is if you don't know where you're going, how will you know when you've got there?
Yeah.
We're going to talk goal setting, right?
We are, and just something as we get into this that I've discovered recently. Get your heads around these figures, Mark. The way that our brains are set up, they are able to store, get your head around this, 2.5 million gigabytes worth of data. There are some people who claim our brains can get the whole of the internet inside them. And that gets down to 34 gigabytes a day of stuff is going in our heads. So as we get into this, we'll find the brain can't deal with all of this lot with us thinking about it, so it has to filter it down. And as you get on to the next slide, what we'll be talking about is, well, what happens when the brain filters it down?
That's a lot of data, Mark.
That's huge. That is just ridiculous. I don't know. I thought my brain had about three megabytes, maybe.
I think mine's got probably less than that, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely after a beer.
So, hey guys, before we kind of dive into this brilliant content, by the way, please like, share. Just want to get this content out to folks. That's what the Better Business Workshop's all about. Come and join us in our Facebook group. We've also got a LinkedIn group if you're watching over on LinkedIn as well. Just search for the Better Business Workshop. Like, share this stuff, follow us, and we're here every day, and there's a ton of great content. So, Mark, let's kind of dive in and see. Oh, by the way, in the comments, tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to know.
Yeah, that'd be great to know. That'd be good.
So, tell us where you're watching. Like, share. I'm watching. I can see how many people are on, and I can see how many likes there are. So come on, guys, get liking, get sharing. Right, Mark, where's the content? Over here. Here we go. Technical hitch. Here we go.
It's there. So as I was saying, we've got so much information in our heads, 34 gig a day going through our eyes, nose, ears, the data that's going in. And our brain filters it, Mark. So our brain doesn't operate with all of the data that's in there at all. You'll probably find that. You remember stuff. You think, I haven't remembered that for ages. I didn't even know that was in my head. How did I know that? And we have what we can call the reticular activating system. So what is the system in our brain? And this is really important for getting what we want out of life. And it's a system in our brain, Mark, which enables us to filter and focus on certain stuff we're choosing to focus on. You put a phrase there, the compass of your brain. I really like that. If you want to say a couple of words about that, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, I guess so. My understanding of this setting your RAS or your reticular activating system is all about setting your intention, right? So let's give an example. You know, when I was 40, got it for a long time ago now. But when I was 40, I set myself a goal that I wanted to run a sub 4-hour marathon. So
crazy.
At the beginning, the idea of running a sub 4-hour marathon, you wouldn't believe it now, but the idea of doing that seemed almost impossible. And then guess what? As soon as I signed up for the marathon, everything I started to notice was about doing the London Marathon. And then I started to set my intention. Okay, well, what would I have to do to be able to run a 4-hour marathon? Well, I'd have to be able to run 26.2 miles. And I'd have to be able to do it at about 8 minutes 55 a mile, something like that. So I just set my intention. I set my RAS for how do I build up over time to go and run a sub 4-hour marathon. Hey, guess what? It took me 4 attempts, but I got there eventually.
Hey, well done. High five. Yeah. In other words, you planned your craziness there, Mark. So well done. That's a good example. What happens with the RAS is interesting. Most of it is subconscious. There's so much stuff in our brains. Once we set our intention, as you say, we set what we are aiming at. What is amazing is that life starts to bring stuff that we notice, and we call it coincidence. We call it the universe giving back to us. There's various ways to describe it. What's actually happening is that the brain is noticing and seeing and telling us about stuff that fits in with our plans. And we seem to find more opportunity. That's why it's the compass. It takes us in that direction, Mark.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how does that tie into goal setting? What types of different goal setting can we do, Mark? Is there one sort? Is there different types of goal setting?
Yeah. Flick on to the next one. I'll just quote this genius called Daniel Kahneman, who won the Nobel Prize for economics. And he said we're much more motivated as a species by avoiding things, Mark, than we are by getting things. It's our natural disposition to survive. So we're much more motivated by reluctance to do something naturally than we are motivated by positive things. Now, he won the Nobel Prize for this because it explained a lot of economic behavior. But basically, a lot of us, all of us naturally actually are naturally motivated by avoiding pain. Right? So we can, if we let this happen, set our goals to be negative. I don't want to do this. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to risk the business. And these negative goals, we start then looking for stuff to reinforce our view, and we end up with not moving or a negative goal set, which doesn't help us get through a crisis like this. Okay. So we've got to be aware of that. It's not natural to be positive. You have to work at it. Yeah.
Okay, so negative goals are setting goals about things that we don't want, things we want to avoid then. So like, I don't want my business to fail. I don't want to catch the virus. I don't want this. I don't want that, right?
Yeah, and what's really weird in Buddhist thinking, when you concentrate what you don't want, you end up getting it because you're thinking about it.
So it kind of, if you set a negative goal, it'll attract you towards that negative outcome.
Yeah, I'll give you one more quick story. When in pilot training, when you're doing engine problems and emergency failures, one of the things that you do is land the damn thing in a field. The number of accidents where there's a lovely big field with one tree in it. That's right, you've got it. You're laughing, and it's true. The plane goes straight into the tree.
There you go.
And the reason is we're looking at the tree.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, all right. So if we've got negative goals, what else have we got?
Yeah, so this is the art of a good entrepreneur, isn't it? To be thinking constantly about what we want our business to look like and what we want our journey to be to come through the COVID crisis and working our way out of it, what the new look of the business may be. And we can set positive goals for business, for ourselves, for our health. It's amazing what one can do at whatever age in terms of health, vitality, mentality, relationships, trips, travel, and of course business. The positive element is the thing that drives the entrepreneur. But it's a discipline. It's not natural. It's something we have to work at.
So I guess, like you, Mark, I see a lot of business owners in particular that just kind of drift along without having any real clear goals about what they're trying to do and where they're trying to go. And hey, guess what? They get frustrated because they don't achieve what they're looking for. It's not complicated, right? If you want to get to somewhere, decide where it is that you want to go and set the plan, set the route for where you're trying to get to. You wouldn't just kind of get in the car and say, pre-sat-nav, I want to go to Manchester, and then kind of not figure out what the route is to Manchester. You'd get in the car with a map and know what the route was, right? And it's the same in our business.
Yeah, and you talk about cars and travel, and the RAS kind of illustrates that. I mean, you buy a car and you think it's unique. You've been looking forward to it all the time, but you get the damn thing, and then you drive it out, and what happens, Mark? You see 100 of them, right? Why has everybody else got the same car as me? This is not right. This is not fair. And what's happening is that the RAS is recognizing, because we're now thinking about it. So yeah, as we set our positive goals, we start to recognize opportunities that can help us with those goals. That's why it's so important.
So really, really important now then, as we start, we heard last night on the press conference that Boris is going to start to talk about next week what the emergence is going to be from lockdown, right? So as business owners, we need to be getting clear now, if we haven't done already, okay, well, what does our plan look like? What does our next 90 days look like? What does our next 30 days look like? If you have a 30-day plan, what does each of the week by week plans that build towards that look like? What are the goals? What are we trying to do?
Yeah, and there's a lot in this, and real quickly, I'll finish on this one. There's a lot of this. Some people recommend write your goals, write them on, put them on the wall, draw them on a chart, repeat them to yourself every day. Whatever works for you. We have to keep going back in our heads regularly to what do we want, and that will set our RAS, our reticular activating system, to look for opportunities for what we want. As you say, drifting is that we're just thinking of negative stuff, avoiding it. So yeah, set your goals on what you want.
or just simply not setting a positive intention.
Absolutely, Mark. Yep.
Good. All right. So what's the third one then?
Actually, I found it's interesting. The clients that I'm working with at the moment, all of them are ultimately driven by I want to give back. It's a real big thing, Mark, and I'm finding it in myself as I'm getting, past 30 years old now. So I'm getting. You're smiling, you're laughing. That's really cruel. But yeah. So as I've gone through life, I think it.
Let me call you no hair Mark for nothing, right?
That is true. I did shave it off at age 28 though, so there you go. An attempt at style. So basically the altruistic goals that we have are the fundamental underpinning goals. And if we identify those, how do we want to give to our families? How do we want to give to the people we love? How do we want to give to society? Well, most of us will find that in there is something very deep and very significant. If I were rich, I would do this, is a kind of a genuine feeling of a lot of people. So the answer is, great, make the business work and you'll be able to do it. And if we have those altruistic goals, they are a real driver for the practical goals. Yeah.
So it's about having a sense of purpose.
That's a great,
a sense of purpose. So let's give the Action Coach example, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
The Action Coach vision statement, when Brad Sugars founded the business 30 years ago, his big, hairy, audacious goal when he was sitting, I think, in Brisbane in the west coast, the east coast of Australia, his big, hairy, audacious goal was world abundance through business re-education.
Right.
But his business was in Australia at the time. Guess what? 30 years later, it's in
88 countries.
90 odd countries.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's good as it.
Tens of thousands of businesses. But he set his goal, his mission, if you like, his vision was to help other business owners. And that's why we're sitting here doing this stuff today, right? It's about being abundant. It's about helping business owners to get knowledge, to get education. That's what we're doing.
Sure. And I think that's in a lot of us. That's in most people I know have got this deep desire to give something back. Well, that's fantastic. It's a great part of human nature. Look at what's happened during this COVID crisis to human behavior, clapping in the street on Thursday nights, the stuff that's been done. Captain Tom, now Colonel Tom. Congratulations, Colonel Tom.
Just down the road in Marston Mortain.
Really? So you saw the Spitfires yesterday? Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of folks in Milton Keynes would have seen the planes and the helicopters.
Superb. So we've got that heart, and if we set our goals on that, then it kind of forces us to make business goals to fund it. And it's a real good motivator, really good motivator.
Okay. Mark, that's absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much indeed. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed all of that. Look, we've got a ton of content that we're just trying to share along with this concept of world abundance, right? So if you like what you've seen today and you want to find out more, go and check out our Facebook and our LinkedIn groups. They're both called the Better Business Workshop. There's a ton of great content there. And we're here every day as well. So we're doing these lives every day for 10 or 15 minutes, just sharing a little snippet, a little nugget every day, just to kind of help you all kind of get through this process. So go and check out that stuff. Come and join those communities. They're thriving communities. If this session has sparked something in your mind, a question, or has made you think about, okay, well, I'm not clear what my goals are, where am I going with my business, jump on a call with us. And you can do that by going to Calendly. Go to calendly.com/Action Coach. And you can book a session in our diaries, and we're very happy, free of charge, jump on a call with you, do anything we can to help.
Absolutely.
And on top of all of that, there's also a ton of content over on the YouTube and the website channels as well on Action Coach, Milton Keynes, Bedford and Northampton. So
good.
I've been Mark Dilks. He's been Hairy Mark from Action Coach MK, and together we've been the Better Business Workshop.
And hey, Mark, just to finish, I'm going on a pub crawl this weekend round my house. A beer in each room, right?
Brilliant. Love it.
Okay.
All
Take
right,
care.
Mark, it's been fantastic to see you. Enjoy the pub crawl around the house.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And we'll see you here back again on Monday.
Absolutely.
Take care now. Cheers, Mark. Bye-bye.
Take care.